When money enter, love is sweeter. When I started at first, I was just telling us, I would have just stayed in Owerri. The competition is too much. People, they will have like, the culinary schools in Port Harcourt is much, but I struggled for the first 2 years. I was having 3 students, 5 students, 2 students. And, I just kept on, trying, and it worked. I was making any kaiko soup, and you're boiling vegetable leaf that I want to use fresh. And I was like, is that how people cook in your village? Chef Vicky once said, is that how people cooking at Waibo?
What do you think about fine dining price in Nigeria? Do you think is overly hyped, or it's actually worth it?
Fine dining. If you want the fine dining, it's good. It's for the gram, it's for the life, the fees. It's not for very full.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode on InsightTV, and I remain your host, Lolia Inodin. So today with me, I have a rock star in the kitchen. So I'll just let her introduce herself quickly to us. Please, let's hear from you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mrs Njoko Chinelo Victory, and I am the MD of Vicky's Kitchen Culinary School.
All right, you're welcome, Vicky.
Thank you.
So Vicky's Kitchen is like a big shot in Port Harcourt. Congratulations to that.
Thank you.
All right, so I'd like you to tell us about your journey so far as a chef.
Okay, my journey has been, everybody happy journey. And I just want to say it has been inspiring. It has been growth. It has been a process, and I enjoyed every bit of it. Okay. Some persons don't know, I started Vicky's Kitchen in Owerri.
Wow.
Yes, I schooled in Imo State University. And as at the time I was in my 200 level, I started Vicky's Kitchen. Not the school yet, because then I didn't have any experience at all. Okay. And from there, I started cooking in my hostel. I started making noodles for the guys and rice for the ladies. I started with chin chin, and then Owerri, some persons knew me for, I was famous for the chin chin production and all that. But something in me kept telling me I needed to do more. Beside being a chef that I am now, Vicky's Kitchen, I think it started from our generation. My maternal grandparents, they are caterers. Even till now, my grand aunties, they are still caterers. Okay. And I started from school, university, during my final year, I decided to go for a training to enhance my skills. Then I went to Tico's Kitchen Culinary School. And it was a lovely experience. Shout out to Tico's Kitchen. I love her so much. She was my boss then. She poured in on her heart, taught us about, everything that we needed to know. And then my career kicked off from there. Then I went back to Owerri and started cooking again. Then I started training few persons. And finally, it was time to relocate to my base here in PH City. And I decided to open a school and, do the God's work.
I love that thing, God's work.
Yes.
All right. So what are the challenges that you faced?
Okay, challenges. It choke.
I just say good.
It's much. Okay. Challenges in business is normal. Is a lot. First of all, as a business owner, you should anticipate. I always anticipated financial challenge. There are sometimes that, when people see you out there, they're counting the students. They don't know that business in Nigeria, especially, you have to put in the work. You have to put in back the money most times. And if you don't separate your business finance from your personal finance, you're going to miss it. Okay. That's what I'm saying. So my major challenge was financial, budgeting and all that, but I got it right. And another thing is, scaling through the market in Port Harcourt. I just came new and all that. And then I would say another challenge was trying to, balance my family life and my business, because it's not easy, having a kid and you have a husband you have to take care of, going to stand for hours. If I go to the office by 10, I stand for at least 6-7 hours straight up every day. So back pains, doctor visits and all that. So, but we're getting there. It's almost blending, and I'm adjusting and balancing family and business, and it has been wonderful.
Okay, awesome stuff. That's really impressive.
Thank you.
So then I need to talk about this family and business. How do you manage? Because it's not easy taking care of a kid. Talk more of adding business and then husband and everything. So how do you balance this?
It's not easy, like you said. Family and business, first of all, you just have to have in mind that as a woman, let's say as an African woman, your primary duty is to your family. That's why you see that back then in those days, some men don't allow their wife to venture into business, but times are changing and things are changing. The woman needs to contribute too. It's create a healthy environment. It makes things better. It's, there'll be peace when money enter, there'll be sweet. So you need to make the money and all that. So it has been, it's just all about balancing it, know when is the right time for family, give family time and give business time. For me, what I do most times is I have to-do list every day because once you're a mother, it's natural. You have this mommy brain. You keep forgetting things. So what I do is in a day, my assistant will just drop it on my WhatsApp to-do list for the day. Yes, and I know, okay, by 10 o'clock, give your husband food. Like it's very little, but it helps me. You understand? Right. By 8 o'clock, Dinara takes her first meal. All those things. I just highlight it. By 10, you send her money for practicals, and that's how I get to do it. It's just about balancing and be intentional about your family because sometimes the work you get so carried away in the work. It gets so intense and you will forget about even eating.
Wow.
Yes. So you just have to balance. Yeah.
Oh, amazing stuff. So you mentioned the fact that you were in Owerri and then you moved to PH.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the PH market when it comes to culinary?
Okay. Let me not lie. I was born and brought up in Port Harcourt. I'm a PH babe, but I schooled in Owerri and marriage actually brought me back to Port Harcourt. Although my family is here, my family is here, but when I started at first, I was just telling us I would have just stayed in Owerri. The competition is too much. People they will have the culinary schools in Port Harcourt is much, but I just told myself one day, Vicky, you can do this. You are not new here. Although I'm a little bit, I'm not good in marketing, even making friends. Like till now, I don't really have friends that much, but I just told myself, put in your best, do it. And as far as it is good, it has value, people will come. And I struggled for the first 2 years. I was having 3 students, 5 students, 2 students. And, I just kept on, trying and it worked. It worked.
Amazing stuff. So you're saying there are so many culinary schools in Port Harcourt.
Of course.
Now, I am curious.
Okay.
Is it that people do not know how to cook and then they are going to these places to learn how to cook? Or is it a different reason apart from learning how to cook why people go to culinary school?
Okay. A chef and a cook is a very big difference. Like there's a difference between a chef and a cook. Now, the main reason I went to culinary school, I knew how to cook.
Okay.
I knew the basics of cooking. A culinary school enlightens you on more recipes.
Okay.
Instead of your day-to-day boring rice and stew, you can learn up to 50 or even 100 types of different rice.
Wow.
Secondly, a culinary school makes you a professional, gives you the broad knowledge, brings you out of your comfort zone. It gives you time to create new recipes. And why people go to a culinary school most times is just to enhance and also, get professional about it. I don't know if you understand me. For instance, you want to venture into food business, you need to have the right training. You can't just wake up one morning and start doing business. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, that's nice. So you've been in Port Harcourt for how long?
Is it my business time duration or?
When did you start?
Okay, I started 4 years ago in Port Harcourt, but I was born here, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
So, but I started Vicky's Kitchen Culinary School 4 years ago in Port Harcourt.
Okay, so like I said earlier too, Vicky's Kitchen is like a big shot in Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
So what would you say is your secret for growth?
Okay. Secrets. Oh, really? Okay. For the secrets, I feel like most times it should just be all about, consistency. Like people say, consistency puts you out there. It's not only consistency, hard work, determination, and you need to be intentional. So that's what has been taking me there. And of course, prayer. You have to be prayerful as a business person because when you put God first in your business, every other thing will just fall in place. You will even be surprised how things are falling in line for you because you have actually brought in the supreme being to something that is supposed to be just a normal thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Awesome stuff. So what's your favorite dish to cook?
I feel like it's continental menus. And recipes. They are better for me because I was born in Africa, of course. I'm an African, and the continental meals are new to me. So I love experimenting and making them. So it's the continental meals.
Okay. So have you ever had any situation where you tried a new recipe and it did not turn out right?
So many times.
Tell me about one of your cheese.
Okay. There was this recipe I tried because what I normally do is after my section, we run 3 months class. After the 3 months, I take a break, and during the break, I try to use it to create new recipes. So I called few persons, and they were already big in the industry. Hey, I said, come, I want to do food tasting. Come and do this thing with me. So they came and they sat down and we did the food tasting, and it was horrible. As I was rejecting, I just saw one of them just came to me and said, Vicky, we are all chefs, right? And I want you to own this mistake. It's something you're trying, so don't feel bad about it. It is okay to fail. It is okay not for you not to come out where. You could see the failure in my face. But yeah. It was embarrassing.
How did you go through that? Because how did you manage it?
It was embarrassing. Oh, shame wear me buba.
Ah, good. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so apart from the fact that you teach, you cook.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the craziest moment you've had while teaching your students?
Okay, craziest moment. Okay, there's one. There was one day I was teaching on site. We prep before we start our classes. Prepping is just arranging your ingredients for cooking. So I told a particular student to help me to cut the pumpkin leaves, and she should not blanch it. I know this is a chef term, but you will get there. So she went ahead to boil it, and I was making edikaiko soup. And you're boiling vegetable leaf that I want to use fresh. And I was like, is that how people cook in your village? Oh my God. In fact, I feel like it's a highlight for us because some of my students, they always say, is that how you people, Chef Vicky once said, is that how you people cooking at Waibo? I'm so sorry, but that was the craziest day for me because I'll be like, how can a woman make this mistake? But, she learned her mistake and she's now a chef. In fact, she has a big place now. She's doing so well. Yeah.
Some stuff.
Yeah.
Like I can't even imagine.
So it's a disaster. We had to pause the cooking and go to market
to get
another one again and market.
Wow. All right. So talking about statistics when it comes to gender. What gender do you think comes most to your place to learn?
That one is not even a question. I've been praying for a male student. I have few male students. So far, for like 3 years now, I've had like 6 male students in total. And the rest has been female. So you can imagine, in a section, we can have 35 female and 1 male.
So men don't want to learn that?
No, men do. Actually, in here and outside Africa, first of all, the notion in Africa is that a woman owns the kitchen. You understand? So it's few of them that are chefs. When you see a man that is a chef, he's mostly the bartenders and the fine dining chefs. For when it comes to other restaurants in Nigeria here and Africa, mostly is the female. That's why.
Okay. What do you think about fine dining price in Nigeria? Do you think is overly hyped or it's actually worth it?
Fine dining. For me, I feel like fine dining, it depends on your status in Nigeria, It depends on your status. It's just all about your money, and your class. Okay. It comes with money. Of course, money brings class, right? Yeah. So for someone that is an undergraduate and you're earning barely 30,000 naira, you want to have a fine dining experience. I would say you are doing that because of is either you want to just have an experience of it, or you are under peer pressure. Fine dining is for people that understand it. First of all, it comes with little portion. Yeah. The price is in the aesthetics most times. You see a is full of rice and maybe edible flowers and protein, and the chef will come out all bare-bodied, displaying the fireworks, and they're calling you 350K, 1 million naira for that. So it takes there's a level you must have attained in life to be able to enjoy that and understand it. So it's not overrated, it's not overpriced. It is the for a specific amount of people. Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Because I saw online some time ago where people were actually complaining that why would someone put a very little portion of rice and then put ladder. Someone was not asking if he wants to climb this ladder to where exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I saw the price for the whole thing. I was also 155K or something.
Yeah.
For small rice, so
yeah, it depends. First of all, the restaurants, you are hungry. And you go on, for instance, you go on, online social media, any of the platforms, and you're typing restaurants around me, and you go and see the ones that there is there. They wrote it fine dining experience, and you went there with 30K. You'll be embarrassed, So you should just know what you can afford at a particular time. If you want the fine dining, it's good. It's for the gram, it's for the life, their fees. It's not for very full.
Say no before you're full. Okay. So who are some chefs that you look up to?
Okay, I look up to Chef Stone, Chef D, Chef Amaka. She's very good in whatever she's doing. She, she's diversifying. She's not like doing the regular business. Of course, Chef Hid, our Guinness World record holder. She's very good with consistency. She's hardworking. I look up to them. And of course, my boss, Chef Tico, she's the best. And she's, even till now, I still tell people of Tico because she was the best thing that happened to me.
Wow. Have you ever had a cook-off?
No, not really. I haven't. I don't think I'm that person that want to try to.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say there's a need for it.
Of course.
Who would you want to do a cook-off with?
If there's a need for it, I would want to do it, maybe Chef D. Chef D.
Okay.
Yeah, Chef D.
So what food will you cook?
I'll be making, let me say, Alfredo pasta and mashed potatoes.
All right. Why? Why would you pick that?
Because I feel like the food understands me and I understand it.
Oh,
it's a very delicious recipe and it's creamy. I love something creamy.
I see. All right. So again, shout out to Vicky's Kitchen.
Thank you so much.
But then, what do you think makes you stand out? Because you mentioned earlier that we have a lot of culinary school in Port Harcourt. So what do you think makes you stand out?
I feel like from the testimonies I've had so far, you can't judge yourself.
Yeah.
From my previous students, when they are giving me a shout out and when they are, doing all of those stuffs, they just mention one thing. She puts her heart to what she does. And somehow, if you put your heart to what you do, it's going to come out well for you. Do not be profit-oriented.
Okay.
The moment you start being too profit-oriented, you are going to fail. Just put your heart to it. Love what you're doing. It will bring people to you. It's just a natural. It comes natural for you. It comes natural, yeah.
So if I make payments to okay.
Come accounts.
Calm down.
0 to 0.
Calm down, your bloody will calm down. Right. If I make payment to Vicky's Kitchen and then I learn for how long do you take?
3 months.
3 months, okay. After learning for a period of 3 months, what guarantee are you giving me that I am going to learn and learn well?
Okay. First of all, do you want to do the transfer now or
calm down?
Okay. First of all, most times when people come in, they are coming for enhancing. Sometimes they are coming as a newbies. Okay. So here, my school, we focus more on enhancing and also training from scratch. Okay. You are guaranteed. Our theory classes gives you the opportunity to have a documented note and recipe, a long life lasting recipe. As far as that document does not, we also have the PDF file for them, for our students. And then we put our heart in teaching our students. It's a hands-on training. You are participating. You're not just staring at the teacher. You're participating and all that. We are going to make sure you learn. It's a guarantee, 110% guarantee that you're going to learn because our instructors are experienced and we made sure you get the best from you before you leave.
Okay. Yeah. So are you saying you've not had any case where someone, graduates without actually learning what was taught?
If you come to Vicky's Kitchen Culinary School and you do not know what you're doing, that means you were not in class. I've not really had any case like that because, first of all, you do not even you're not in class. You do not miss classes. If you are to miss classes, we know that it's of natural causes like health, or maybe something very serious that you have to drop evidence. So that thing is making you to miss your classes. And if you don't make it in Vicky's Kitchen Culinary School, I'm not sure you can make it anywhere because if we put all we have into you and you refuse to collect, I've not seen that person shine.
All right, that's nice. So we all know that fine dining is expensive, right?
Yeah.
So is it that when I want to learn normal, cooking or whatever, is the price different from fine dining?
Yes, of course. Fine dining comes a lot with plating. You have to understand plating for you to be able to do a fine dining and understand the recipe. Plating has a lot. It has to do with the color of the plate, down to the color of the plate, down to the food, down to the recipe you're serving. As a fine dining chef, you have to understand your customers' allergies. A lot is being put into fine dining, and you have to get it. Fine dining is like the perfect explanation for a chef. You have to bring in your A game, put in your best because someone cannot pay you that amount of money and you mess up. So we make sure you learn fine dining. The prices are different for fine dining and just a regular chef. But we teach to some extent fine dining. And as a chef, most times you don't practice fine dining. It's an inspiration. It comes to you. For instance, I'm done making this particular food. What do I plate? What color of plates do we need? I don't know if you understand here. How will it come out? It's not something you practice. It's on the spot. The idea comes, it's an intuition. Yeah.
All right. So you made mention of allergies.
Okay.
How does that work? Because I'm just thinking, I come to a restaurant, get food. Do I get asked at counter or something? Okay, do you have any allergies? Or can we look out for or something before they give me my food? Because I'm thinking there's a menu and then I just
pay
something.
Okay, the allergies. Now, we have different segments in the culinary world. We have the restaurant, we have the private chef, and we have fast food and all that. Now, for the restaurant, we have a standard policy for making food. As a chef, you know that if you're making food for public, you know the do's and don'ts. I won't speak. But as a chef, you know the do's and don'ts in making food for public. So you have to just stick with the public recipe. Now, for private chefs, that's where the allergies come in. That's there in the culinary world, we call it paying attention to details. In detailing, you have to be aware of the food your client requests. If your client has a recipe, if your clients have an allergy, So there you ask the client, any allergies? Some people are allergic to a certain type of pepper. Some are allergic to garlic egg. So you need to know this before serving someone something that has even peanuts. You understand? So that's just it.
Okay. So there's something that I'm very curious about, and I'm sure our viewers out there are also curious.
Okay.
So is there a remedy for when I cook the food and then it's too spicy or too salt? Is there a remedy for them?
Okay, I saw a hack. They said you put Irish potato into your food. If it's salty, it's going to extract the salt. It's a lie. It's a lie, yo. It's a lie, yo. The only hack I know that works for me is maybe there's too much oil in your food. Put ice block, it will extract the oil. The oil will stick to the ice block because it's cold. So it will just stick on it and you take it out. The potato part, if you try it and it works for you, fine. But I've not made a salty meal in ages. So I don't know if it works, but I don't think it does. Because I've heard from people that have done it. They said it did not work for them.
Okay, so what about spicy?
Pepper?
Yeah.
Okay. For the pepper, for the spicy level, that's pepper. You just have to just add more of the food you're cooking. For instance, you're making jollof rice and your jollof rice came out spicy, like the pepper content is much. Just add more rice. Okay? Do not add salt. Do not add stock cubes. It will just end up spiking everything. So just add more of the rice. If you don't have more of the rice, eat it like that. And rest.
Okay. You just be something.
Take a lot of meal. You'll be fine.
All right. So what advice would you love to give to someone that is aspiring to be a chef?
Okay, if you want to be a chef, mm, you just have to make sure that is what you want to do because the catering world is not easy. It is stressful. So you out there that is wanting to be a chef, you have to make sure it is what you want to do. Secondly, you have to just accept the fact that the culinary world is a competitive world. Do not look at your competitors. They are not existing because you are existing. So just focus on yourself and do your thing. Put your heart into it. Cook with love. Do not cook with tension. When you cook with love, you will forget a lot of things. So that's just it.
All right, thank you. So, people you'd love to give a shout out to because I'm sure a lot of persons have helped you in this journey.
Of
Right?
course.
So, see, just give a shout out.
Okay, I would like to give a shout out to Zaya's Bakery. She's my colleague. I love you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. Ami's Kitchen, Tico's Kitchen, my boss. I love you so much. Thank you for all you did for me and all you've been doing. I want to also give a shout out to Sue Jobs. She's very good at what she does. So, and Choco's Cuisine, of course. All right. Sorry, one more. There is a student of mine that is doing so well already. Victoria's Cuisine, I love you. I see you. You're doing so well. And God will keep lifting you.
Amen.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
So, guys, you've heard everything Vicky's Kitchen had to say to us. I'm sure you've been able to learn one or two when it comes to culinary services. So, if you have questions, comments, please drop it in the comment section and then we'll be sure to respond to your questions. Thank you very much, guys, for listening and watching. Bye.